Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guide 365, and today I'm going to review Andrea Berloff's directorial debut, The Kitchen. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos every single day. You can also find me over Twitter and Instagram at Movie Guide 365, as well as the Disney Magic Hour podcast. I will leave a link for that in the description. And finally, if you would like a chance to win a free digital copy of Avengers Endgame in 4K, all you have to do is be subscribed to the channel, and you have to hashtag MovieGuy365 in the comments section. You have until August 14th, 11:59 p.m. to enter, and I will select somebody randomly on August 15th during my 1-year anniversary YouTube video, so good luck. And alright, so let's talk about The Kitchen. Knowing very little about the property, based off of DC Vertigo comic series, basically it's about three organized crime wives that go into business together once their husbands are sent off to prison. So, as I said, I don't know very much about the original content, so I can't do an A-B comparison of what worked, what didn't work. But one of the few things I know about this film is, having seen this, I did check out some people's reviews, and it seemed to be getting very negative reviews. And I guess overall, I do enjoy Melissa McCarthy as far as like her more serious stuff. I think the comedy aspects have kind of gotten old a little bit. As far as Tiffany Haddish goes, I'm about 50-50 with her. Some roles I really dig her in, others not so much. And Elizabeth Moss, of course, I know from Mad Men and The Handmaid's Tale. So I know there are very capable actresses in this group. So how do they function together, and how do they carry a movie centralized on organized crime in 1978's Hell's Kitchen over there in New York? Okay, so going back to the critic reviews, so just briefly, I don't like to see reviews before I go into a movie. I don't want to have a preconceived notion about seeing something. So when I left the movie, I'll admit, I was actually kind of entertained. I was entertained for a good almost 2-hour running time. And I was very surprised to see that there was a general negativity to the film. That's not to say that, I think it's a perfect film by any way, shape, or form. But for a directorial effort by first-time director Andrea Berloff, I think it's surprisingly fun. I mean, it's an entertaining movie. Like I said, I enjoy the more dramatic aspects of Melissa McCarthy, and I think she did really, really well here. But the overall narrative of the story definitely had some problems. It kind of read a little bit like a Cliff Notes version of Hollywood mobster organized crime films. You could tell the director cherry-picked a lot of the things that she enjoyed, maybe as far as, shots used in previous crime films and kind of use them here. But narratively, I think it's a little bit of a miss. While we do get a lot of focus, of course, on our main three characters, it doesn't feel like they're fully fleshed out as characters themselves, as like maybe the source material would like to expand upon. Overall, I don't know. I did enjoy it. I actually was entertained, but it inherently does have some issues. One of the things I did like was there's some very good dramatic moments. Domhnall Gleeson actually shows up in here, which I was very surprised to see him in the cast. And I think he played a very good role. But once again, his character had like a compelling backstory, but they didn't really get into it. It's like, oh, you're here, you went away, and you're back because you did something, but they don't ever talk about it. They don't ever, I guess they kind of try to leave it up to your imagination on what his real backstory was. But I enjoyed it whenever he was on screen. It really, and he's like an integral part of the story, which I really, really enjoyed. Of course, this is not really, this is not based on any true events, so you can kind of go all over the place. But for something like an organized crime movie, it felt very small. It felt very contained. Honestly, it even, budgetary reasons maybe being a factor, it even seemed like they were kind of skimping on locations. There was a couple scenes involving a Brooklyn mob boss, and I swear they used the same set for both times that you see him on screen, and it's just kind of like, okay, that's a little odd. You walk into a guy's house, you get a lobby, and you get one other room. But it just seemed like that was kind of like, oh, we had this place for a day, let's just shoot 2 different scenes. I don't know, it just felt like kind of as I mentioned, a Cliff Notes version of what a good organized crime story would be. That being said, I still think it's an entertaining way to spend an hour and a half. If you are one of those that enjoy a good movie that isn't a sequel or franchise or something like that, then I think this might be right up your alley. It's fun for what it is. It's not going to win any awards. It's not really going to do anything to change the genre, but it's entertaining. And I liked seeing Melissa McCarthy, especially, in a good role. And I really enjoyed Elizabeth Moss in this. I would have liked to have seen her more centralized, though. And I've also heard this movie compared to a recent film, Widows. And there are some very similar elements, but the overall delivery is completely different. So overall, I'm going to give I almost said Widows. I'm going to give The Kitchen a 6.5 out of 10. It's a movie to see, but it's not something that you should rush out necessarily to go see it. But if you want to see something more original, you could do worse. You really could. So go ahead, let me know in the comments below, what did you think of The Kitchen? And in the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos every single day. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.